Who's looking forward to Anthony Joshua versus Wladimir Klitschko? I'm Teekosey and you're watching With Just 15 Defeats. I'm Teekosey and this is With Just 15 Defeats, a heavyweight boxing show, and today we're going to be discussing Anthony Joshua retaining his heavyweight championship against Eric Molina. So if you've got any comments about this victory for Anthony Joshua, remember to leave them below and I'll hit you back as soon as possible. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Check out the channel. There's a lot going on the channel, and we've got a lot coming up in the new year, and we'll be releasing our new heavyweight rankings in the second week of January. So that's something to check out. So remember to click that subscribe button. And as I say, I'm just going to release a very quick video about the Anthony Joshua fight, because there isn't a great deal to say. There isn't a great deal of analysis that can be said, because Eric Molina didn't really have any ambition in this fight. He didn't believe that he could win it. He spoke a little bit in the build up, but he really had no ambition in this fight. It was a bit of a shame. I think he was hoping that maybe he could land that one big punch and get that lucky victory. But I think Anthony Joshua is a bit too clever. He was far too big for this guy. He was far too big. And he had crazy power. I think in my prediction video I said that Anthony Joshua would win this in a round, and I was trying not to be too disrespectful. I try not to do these rounds. I know a lot of people say, oh yeah, he's going to win in a round, he'll win this and he's going to do this. I try not to. I like to kind of assess what the situation is and say what way it's going to go, but I really felt that Anthony Joshua would be capable of knocking this guy out very quickly and early, particularly as we've kind of discussed that referees I'm going to say it, they're scared. They're scared that Anthony Joshua is going to hurt the opponent, and they will stop fights relatively quickly as soon as there's a sniff of danger. And to be fair to Molina, he managed to survive for these 3 rounds or whatever it was. Didn't really offer anything. What I liked about this was that Anthony Joshua was quite light on his feet. It was a bit more movement or attempt at it. Maybe against a tougher, more game opponent, when he's felt a shot, he might completely forget about the springiness at his feet and that movement. But for what he was doing, he was showing that movement, which was good. He completely dominated. He completely outworked him. Completely, the jab was popping, and then he landed the big punch, and the guy went down like a sack of you-know-what. Sat in the corner, and it looked like he was having a kip. I couldn't believe that he got up. I thought he was out for the count. Managed to get to his feet. The referee decided to let it continue, and then there was an assault, and it was over. Really kind of took a bit of a beating and looked like it was going to be a savage stoppage, but the referee was quick to get his body in the way, because I think one more punch and he would have been unconscious for quite a period of time. So the interesting thing about this, that after the fight, Eddie Hearn jumps in the ring with a big smile on his face to announce that the Wladimir Klitschko fight will take place in April 2017 at Wembley in front of 80,000 screaming fans and whatever. So that's something to look forward to. My early views on that are that Anthony Joshua is going to be too young and too fresh for Wladimir. I've always rated Wladimir. I think he's underrated because he's fought through an era of where there haven't been that many other greats, and a lot of the greats were faded by the time that he managed to get to the top, and some of the guys I think kind of avoided him. So he ended up having to fight what everyone has said he's fought bums all his career. But if you look through who he's fought, he's beat some good guys: Pulev, Haye, Povetkin, some other guys. So he's fought some decent guys, and he's won some big fights. And we know he created this real amazing defensive style over the last 10 years, and we'll have to see how that comes to be. This will be a completely different fight to the Tyson Fury fight. The only thing is, like everyone's saying, is that the Tyson Fury fight was November 2015. This is going to be April 2017. That's a long time to be out of action, particularly at his age. So we'll have to see. It'll be really difficult to kind of analyse what sort of Wladimir we're going to see in 2017. But I think it's an interesting fight. It's a huge fight, and it'll be a great name on the CV of Anthony Joshua if he can get the win, and particularly if he can get the stoppage. If he can get a big stoppage, Anthony Joshua becomes the #1 guy in the division, regardless of what everyone else is doing. So you got that. It's going to happen at Wembley. So it's going to be one of the biggest, the biggest events of 2017 in boxing, just because of the large volume of fans. I went to the Kell Froch George Groves fight in Wembley. When was that? 2014 or 2013? I can't remember. A few years ago. Didn't do a lot for me, to be honest. I thought that obviously the card started about 5:30, and there was quite a few fights. Anthony Joshua actually fought on that, one of his early fights. I can't remember who it was against, but he managed to spark some guy out fairly rapidly. But the problem I found was that it was such a big arena, and didn't really fill out until about 9 o'clock. So a lot of the fights, we had James DeGale, I think, and some other guys. There were some decent kind of names fighting, and there was no one watching. No one was cheering these guys on, and literally it wasn't until whenever it was about 10 o'clock, I think, when they wheeled out George Groves and Kell Froch, and everyone went crazy for about 20 minutes, and then they had the fight, and the fight was okay and whatever. But I think in terms of the show, I don't think they did a good job, and I think it was just too big, and the fact that people only wanted to see the big fight. So I don't know what they can do about that. I know this is kind of like a problem with cards generally, that people only really, like, a lot of people go just to see one fight. But anyway, that's nothing for this video anyway. But anyway, so that's that. Anthony Joshua moves on, continues with another stoppage. Is he going to be a 100% KO record man? Deontay couldn't manage it. Can Anthony Joshua keep it going? So, yep, as I say, if you've liked this video, big thumbs up. Leave the comment below. And remember, in the new year, I'm going to be releasing a number of videos previewing the big fights. And I'm also going to be re-evaluating my heavyweight rankings, which I did about 2 months ago. So that's something to look forward to. And remember to check those videos out and leave the comments. So thanks very much. I've been Teekosey. This has been With Just 15 Defeats.